All right. So I don't want to keep our special guest waiting. I'm going to bring him on right now. He is one of the field of 8 for this year's ECWA Super 8 tournament, March 22nd in Morganville, New Jersey. Joining us for quite possibly his last match. He tells me it's going to be among his last matches. Jay the Luscious. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Hey, Brady. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me on.
Doing really good. Happy
How you
to
doing,
have you.
Jeff?
We had you years ago on the show, right? I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have been on a retirement tour these last couple months. You keep saying this is going to be it, and then you keep popping back for more. What has the experience been like as you're kind of saying goodbye to the good fans in Morganville?
Well, honestly, I don't. It's kind of, I would say, almost like shocking that I even got to this point. Never thought really that the career would end at 41. Honestly, with my gimmick that I have now, I thought I could go a lot longer, but the body said no, hold up here.
Right.
But I mean, really, the experience has just been phenomenal. I mean, the only reason why I really kind of came back in this little like end of career tour is because the way I left it previously, all about 2 to 3 years ago, all the fans kept asking me, "Hey, when are you gonna wrestle again? When are you gonna wrestle again?" And it's like, I feel like I didn't give them a good farewell, I guess if you could say. So they didn't really see that coming. So I mean, the experience honestly has been, I guess, almost like emotional. A little bit, like, just because you've been doing this for, I've been doing this for close to 15 years. So, and I'm having so much fun doing it. But like I said, and not knowing that, I guess having that, hearing that crowd is just about to go away. I would say it's definitely a little bit emotional.
Oh, very cool. Now, I know a huge motivating factor for you has been this rivalry on and off for years with Clutch Rockwell, who is also going to be in the tournament as well. How much has the feud with Clutch, having that match, actually beating him in that match in Morganville? I think a lot of people were surprised. How much has that kind of motivated you to keep going these last couple months?
Well, honestly, with Clutch Rockwell, we had such history together. Like most people don't know, way back when I came back to the B4W after a few years away, I started back as a cameraman. He just started as well, and I was working my way back into the ring slowly. Cameraman, announcer, referee for a little bit, then eventually got back into the ring. And one of the first things as cameraman I remember with him was filming a promo that he was, promo that he was doing in the ring. And he told me to get in the ring, thinking, okay, I was going to film it, right there up close. And then told me to get down on all four knees or all fours and continue to sit on me and finish his promo like I was a chair. So
I was going to say, if you had four knees, God bless you.
I know, right?
That's great.
I mean, so really that's really started off our feud of, God, for a very long time.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a little bit. We had our first match when I was in my Hellspawn gimmick, where he, beat me. And with a, let's see, if I remember correctly, I walked all the way around the ring on the top rope, hitting the managers who were trying to stop me. And he gave him my finisher, and he clocked me in the head with the lid to the trash can. That was one of our first, encounters. Very physical, but he ended up beating me with that. And his manager also didn't help with a fireball to the face. And then we go a little further. I kind of, JD Luscious gimmick. We had the first match with him and with the, I think it was World 1. And he put me through 6 chairs. So that, and I.
Ow.
Yeah.
6 chairs. That sounds painful.
Yeah, it was all right. I almost got impaled by a piece of the chair. I found out later after the match that one of the pieces of the chair was sticking out and almost got me right in the side.
Oh. Thank goodness it was the side.
Yeah, I dodged the bullet on that one, but I mean,
It's all fake. Didn't you know wrestling is fake and all?
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely, it's fake. Besides, I don't know, the bruises that you get every now and then.
the fact that you nearly got impaled by a chair, but it's fake.
Exactly,
Can't
exactly.
stand that kind of stuff. The way you guys put your body and all through the hell you put it through, and people disrespect it's so frustrating.
Oh yeah. Every time someone brings that up, I go, well, yeah, you know what? If you want to see how fake it is, let me slap you. Let me give you a job. I'll show you how fake it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, my memory is a little bad with that, so I don't remember I won or lost that match. I want to say I won, but it's very possible I lost. And then that brought us up to more recently, and so I had a lot of payback to give to him in that match, and thank goodness I ended up beating him and ending that feud. But yeah, like it was just wrestling him is just it felt like with all of our history that I was able to finally get back of everything that he's done to me over the years and humiliated me and whatnot. And yeah, it was just an amazing moment to be able to wrestle him, get in the ring with him one last time.
All right. Well, as we gear up for the Super 8 tournament, which is, it's less than 2 months now. It's crazy to think. How important was making that tournament to you? Was that ever something that you really gave serious thought about?
I feel, yeah, to be honest,
Okay.
to be totally honest with you, as with my gimmick, the way I am, yes, I can fight when I need to, but I'm also can have very funny, relaxed moments. But with my gimmick, I honestly never wanted to be in the Super 8. I'm not gonna lie. I tell people all the time, like my gimmick doesn't belong in the Super 8. It's just not that gimmick in my eyes. This is my personal opinion. In my eyes, that belongs in the Super 8. I mean, Super 8 is close to 30 years now. Wrong. It's so popular. You got 100, maybe 1,000 wrestlers in the indie scene every year trying to get on it. And I felt like the last 2 matches I had really opened up the ECWA's eyes and said, hey, wait a minute, you know what? There's something there, He hasn't lost it yet. The matches have been good. Let's give an offer. And honestly, I wasn't expecting the offer that they gave me at the end of the Darius Carter match. But like I said, I never really wanted to be on it. But how am I going to pass it up and say no?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's a huge. I think it's an achievement, really, just to be in that field. And for somebody like you who is a real student of the game, believe it or not, I'm sure it must feel like a real kind of pinch me moment when you look at some of the people that have kind of come through Super 8 and really made names for themselves in the industry. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like I said, it's a privilege, it's an honor to have an offer and go into the Super 8 with all the greats that have graced the Super 8, their presence with the Super 8 in the past. I mean, you had Chris Daniels, Ace Darlin. I mean, and just I think Daniel Bryan was on there. I mean,
yep.
And Christian, I believe. I'm not sure if Christian was on there.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, you had all these guys over the years who just either they accomplished a lot or accomplished where they need to go, but all the big timers really got in that tournament, which is definitely something to be proud of for me. Yes.
Yeah, very cool. Now, if you look at the rest of the field, and we were including, of course, GKM and Clutch Rockwell, as I mentioned, and Sean Royal, Leo Sparrow, and Brian Morris, and Bryce Saturn, and still somebody yet to be named. Is there anybody in particular that you kind of look at and think, like, that's somebody I wouldn't mind getting in the ring with before I'm done?
To be honest, I think that person I already wrestled. It was actually Darius Carter.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I looked at him and being in the cameraman, watching his matches and everything. I was just like, I really wanted to get into the ring with him to begin with. Glad he kind of called me out because he really lit something under me for that particular match. But I mean, I gotta give it to him. He's not the champ he's a champ for a reason. One of the best heels in the business, and there's a reason why he has that belt. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get it done with him.
Somebody told me not that long ago that just being in the ring with Darius Carter, it automatically makes the fans like you that much more. Did you find that to be true?
Oh, absolutely. If you look at the way he he is with the fans, how much they despise him. I mean, the stuff he does to get them to really, really despise him is easy for really the fans to love you. And being the fan favorite as is, and people already loved me going into that match to begin with because I've been around ECWA. A lot of the fans of ECWA are also fans from World One, and so they know me, they've seen me, and then they're huge fans of mine. So,
Sure.
you know, for them to watch him, you know, kind of beat the heck out of me, which is basically what he did. But to watch him beat the heck out of me, yeah, it really helped get them behind me.
Okay, very good. Now, I'm just curious. So LA Vin, a lot of people know he gave up his Legacy Championship in order to challenge Darius Carter for the title, and the big match is now set for Super 8. Any thoughts about who's going to win that encounter?
Honestly, I hope LA Vin. I mean, I really do. I think if anyone who might have a shot of potentially dethroning Carter, I think it's LA Vin. So I'm definitely gonna have to go with LA Vin. I think he's got it.
All right, Ryan, you had a question, right?
Absolutely. So, Jay, I do have to ask you. You kind of gave us a little bit of the rundown of your history with the soup, you know, with an ECWA. What does the Super 8 tournament itself mean to you?
Well, honestly, the Super 8 means,
and you can answer that in both a you know, from Jay the wrestler as well as Jay the person, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah. I mean, it means, I guess you could say it definitely means a lot. I mean, it's history, it's honor, it's everything. It's a chance. It's a chance to, you know, basically it's a chance to go after that title again. You know, but being in the Super 8 really means that, in my opinion, is like you're one of the best of the best. You know, I feel like only the best in the industry are picked for that. Not saying I am the best, but I mean,
hell, if you're in that tournament, you obviously are one of the best around and all to be in that tournament. I think that's a fair way, you know, to say it. Give yourself a pat on the back because you deserve that credit.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I know a lot of times, Jay, you know, when you kind of are closing in on the end of your career, it makes you kind of like reflect back on everything you've been through. And you really kind of made us feel it when you were talking about the background of your rivalry with Rockwell. I'm just curious, is there anything you would have done differently?
Honestly, I truly don't think so. I mean, I enjoyed everything that I did. I mean, I had a good run with one gimmick. I got it as best I could. It was mainly a heel. Then I decided, you know what? I was done doing that. Let me just be myself finally. And once I moved over to the JD Luscious gimmick, it was like almost sky the limit. I mean, I was instant fan favorite. Kids love me, everything. And it was the best move I ever did. I don't think, honestly, I would do anything different.
All right, that's fantastic. And once again, fans are going to have the opportunity to come out and see you for very, very possibly the last time ever. Jay DeLush part of the field for the ECWA Super 8 tournament. Again, that's March 22nd at the Jersey Dugout, Morganville, Marlborough, New Jersey. I always get them confused, but it seems like either one works.
Same here. I get them confused quite often too.
It's near Old Bridge. I know that. So
that's where my wife's
from. I'm hoping Angelina's going to show up, but we'll see. ECWAWrestling.com for tickets and information. Jay, thank you so much for the time, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jay.
Brother. Take care. There you have it. That was Jay DeLucious. And just one of several. This tournament has me really excited. It does, because I feel like every year it's got like a healthy blend of like veterans and like young up and coming guys. And it's like you look at it and like you never quite know who's going to win, you know? And this year in particular, I look at that field and I think like, God, any of these guys could take it.
And I like what Jay said too. It's an indication of recognition for you and your craft of what you've done.
Yeah.
To where, you know, they don't just pick some random Joe Schmo out of a hat. Like
Right.
you have to have meaning and reason and skill to be there.